go. Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this.
I truly want to say thank you to all the citizens who have believed that I've been telling the truth from day one. I want to thank my friends who helped me get to where I'm at today. Patricia, Shaka, Shelly, Jason, Kevin, you guys believed in me and you knew the truth. Now, I hope the citizens share this video if you believe what I'm saying is true. I want the DOJ to open an investigation on this issue. The only way they will do it is if you share this. Let's get rid of the corruption and let's get rid of the good old boys club in our communities. This has hurt me spiritually and financially. It has hurt my family. And one thing you guys failed to mention or failed to forget, Mr. Danny Escobar, Mr. Skip Athey, Mr. Bob Ramos, Mr. Jan Shin, is I am a fighter. Now, let's get on to this and why I'm here today. You see, this is Mr. Dan Chin, right here. He's a former mayor of Hanford. This is Danny Escobar. He was a planning commissioner. I was going to run for city council with support or not support. Simple. And you know what? The crazy thing is Dan Chen says, "Hey, I heard you're running for city council." I said, "Yeah. My name is, Dan Chen, and I'm gonna, I'm looking at all the candidates." I said, "Well, that's great. That's awesome." He says, "Do you support No on Measure S?" I said, "Absolutely. I don't want no more money going to corrupt people on the dais." He said, "Well, that's good." Oh, man. He says, "That's good." And then Danny Escobar got in the picture. He says, "You don't support No on Measure S?" No, I said, "I support No on Measure S." And he says, "That's good. Oh, that's good. That's good. I was going to run, but I'm not." I says, "Well, Mr. Dan Escobar, if you run, that's fine. If you don't run, that's fine. I'm still going to run." He says, "Well, you know what? I like that. I'm going to support you." Said, "Okay, thank you." He says, "Me and Dan Chin is going to be your campaign managers." I said, What's the mindset?" He says, "Because you're a good guy and you want what's right for the community." I said, "Yes." "You support Measure S?" "Yes." "I mean, you support No on Measure S?" I said, "You're right, I do." He says, "Then we're in alignment." I says, "Okay, great." This guy right here says, "Hey, Francisco, do you like the city manager?" I said, "Well, I don't know him." He says, "Well, would you look at him and see if would you evaluate him after you get in and see if he's doing a good job or a bad job? And if he's doing a bad job, would you fire him?" I said, "Absolutely, I would fire him if he's doing a bad job. Absolutely, no doubt in my mind." And he said, "Okay, that's good. I'm glad, because I heard he's doing a lot of bad stuff in our community." I says, "Okay, no problem." Dummy me at that time, right? So, these individuals said to the FPPC, they were not my campaign managers. He clearly stated it, and he clearly stated it. And guess, by the way, who filed the paperwork, and we'll get that in a later later time today, the paperwork. Mr. Danny Escobar filed against me, and I'm going to tell you why in a little bit. But let's get back to this guy, Dan Chin. He had a group called Hanford Now. We visited at the Cantadina, the old Cantadina. He says, now group, I hope that I have your support to support Mr. Ramirez. Some of the group were shocked, but they said, yes, we'll support him. And I said, wow, cool. I got support. Yay. Hanford now supporting me. Dan Chin says, hey, Francisco, just raise a little money on your own, and I'm going to take care of the rest. I will get, signage, all that good stuff, and it's going to go through Hanford now, so don't even worry about it. Don't worry about it one bit. The sum of $2,000 plus, okay, dollars, $2,000 plus dollars. So that's why with the FPP, it looks like I made more than I reported, because he stated that he was going to put it on his report. Did he do it? No, he didn't. And we'll figure out why he didn't do it later on. I'll let you take a guess why he didn't do it. So he says, Francisco, all you got to do a little bit, you're probably going to raise like $1,000 of your own. I said, yeah, I'm probably going to raise maybe $1,000 if I'm lucky. And he says, well, just go out and fill out that form. Meet with me, and we'll go ahead and fill out that paperwork. It's an easy paperwork. I said, okay, Dan, not a problem. And he's denying it. So now, I'm going to reveal to the world he's a complete liar. Like I said, I hope the Department of Justice is watching this video. He denied it. Okay. Let's hear the audio right now. Let's hear what he says from his own mouth, and see if he helped me fill out the paperwork. Alright guys, you judge for yourself.
Francisco, Dan Chin. When you get a chance, give me a call. Your 470 form is going to be real easy to do. You need help with it, just let me know. I looked online. It's real simple. Just give me a call. You need help, I can do it for you on Sunday. Let me know. Bye.
You just heard from Dan Chin from his own mouth that he was going to help me with my paperwork. And I went that Sunday, and I went with Danny Escobar, and we filled out that paperwork. And I asked Dan, is Hanford now going to take care of that rest, the over $2,000 plus? He said, absolutely, Hanford now supported you. We got everything done for you. All you got to fill out that paperwork, since you got it under $1,000, you got to fill out that paperwork. I was wrong. I made maybe $1,100, but still, I was off a little bit. So, I filled out the paperwork, and you heard for yourself. Judge for yourself if he was one of my campaign managers. Now, election night. Well, let's go back a little bit. We're gonna hear a little bit of audios, and this gentleman, right here, said that he was not my campaign manager. To the FPPC, to everyone. I want you to judge for yourself the audios, and you can make your own assumptions, because I'm not here to I'm here to give you the answers. I'm here to give you the information. I want you to judge for yourself. So let's see what this gentleman has to say. Let's play the audio.
Cisco's Danny. Hey, I talked to Skip Athey, and he said, sure, we can use his garage tomorrow. They have a little table there for us. So if you can get bring the brochures. Dan said he hasn't printed labels. He told me he printed them yesterday, so he wasn't being up front. But he said that we can have them tomorrow. So when he calls me, I'll call him. You can go by and pick up the labels, and then bring the brochures and those little tabs that we got to put on the ends of those, and then the postage, and then we'll get ready to we'll put them together, and we'll hold on to them, and then we'll mail them off on Tuesday, so people get them Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and avoid the stuff. I understand you guys went out to Abby and all that, so I talked to some people I knew out there, and they did get the door hanger, so good job. Other than that, man, just let me know, touch base with me if you get a chance. Tonight I'll be up, so 584.
So we just heard from Danny Escobar. Judge for yourself. Was he my campaign manager? Well, to further reiterate that he was, I'm going to show you more proof. Here's the email. Let's take a look at it. Let's see what he says. Hi, Shelly. The plastic bags were left over from Vice Mayor Curry's campaign. We purchased it from Buddy's Trophy Shop. They're approximately to $80-90. I don't know how many comes in a box. In regard to the address list, please bear with me, as I'm waiting for some help to get that information for you. Also, let's see. So in regards to the address list, so if he wasn't my campaign manager, why would he give the address list? Okay. I don't have any material from any material Ramirez material. Francisco and Dan Chen have the material. Thank you, Danny Escobar. Okay, let's go to the next one. But he wasn't my campaign manager, guys. Remember that. Good morning. If anybody has time to hang 4x4 signs on Florinda, 10th and Florinda, please contact me. Please contact Jenny, Dan Chen, or Francisco. I will be out of town till 1 or 2. You can find me at Buddy's Trophy Shop or Alka House Services, right down from Buddy's Trophy Shop. Okay, now if he wasn't my campaign manager or one of my campaign manager, why does he keep on reiterating Dan Chen? And why is it saying to hang the signs, the 4x4 signs? So if he wasn't my campaign manager, or Dan Chen wasn't either, why would he keep Dan Chen in the loop if they weren't my campaign manager? Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, FYI, my understanding is we received hot dogs on Saturday for this. We received hot dogs and buns on Saturday. The bounce house will be delivered on Sunday. I will pick up the contributed food and drinks on Friday. Danny Escobar. I don't know. Judge for yourself if he was my campaign manager. One of my campaign managers. Last but not least, here we go. Mr. Ramirez, please go to Buddy's Trophy Shop and pick up the labels. If you haven't already purchased the postage, also bring brochures, the little tabs that needed to be attached to the brochures for mailing purposes. If anyone can bring some help, today, it would be greatly appreciated. Danny Escobar. Okay, now he told everybody, to the grand jury, to the FPPC, he wasn't my campaign manager. Okay, so now let's go back.
Hey, so it's Danny. It's about 12:15 Monday. Hey, give me a call back. The site for the poll, the election night, is set at Fatty Albert's. I set it from 7 o'clock that night till close to whenever. So there'll be some pizzas. It'll be basically it'll be like a little buffet. There'll be appetizers, pizza, soda. All you can drink soda. All you can drink beer. And then he'll just run a tab, and we'll just pay at the end of the night. So I just gave him a number of 100 people, but I'm running people's names, and I'm coming up to about 50. So it could be depending on who we invite. So don't talk to Shelly or anybody about it. Let's just call me and let's see who we want to invite, and then we can do a mass email and let people know that, hey, they're here at this time. Come and enjoy free appetizers and watch the election results type deal. So this will be next Tuesday, November 4th at 7 till whenever at Fatty Albert's in his banquet room. All right, it's a done deal. Call me, bro. Peace.
Now we won that election that night because of you, the citizens that believed in me. I told you the right choice would give you a voice, and I meant just that. And I told you I would never be part of the Good Old Boys Club, and I meant that. Apparently somebody didn't get the memo. Now, Dan Chen talks about character. I want you to read this article. All the links for all these pages are going to be below. And I want you to read the article for yourself and see who has the better character. Okay? Now, some people saying, I just been doing this recently. I've been barely helping the community out. The reality is I've been helping the community out since I was little. But I really got more about maybe 8, 9, 10 years ago. Here's a good example. And I'm going to keep all the links below. I did a Facebook effort to fuel downtown businesses. It was called Hanford Cash Mob. And my goal was to bring more businesses downtown. By the way, look at this guy has long hair. What a goofy looking guy. So I tried to do that, and I tried to help economics for the downtown and see if it was viable for more businesses to come downtown. So I've been doing more efforts way prior to me getting in office. And if I get out of office, I'm still going to be doing it. Now, see if you can. Here's the proof in the pudding that I was been doing it before I got in office. So he talks about character. Judge for yourself. Let's go on to the next slide right now. So now I was talking to Dan Chen, and he says, "What do you think about the rezoning in downtown?" I said, "Honestly, Dan, it has hurt downtown for a long time. We've seen a lot more vacancies." He said, "No, it hasn't." I said, "Yes, it has. Recently, you see it's starting to develop a lot better because we're changing all those policies." He said, "No, it hasn't. I'm the one that implemented those policies and it works." I said, "No, it's not, Dan. It's not working." He says, "You better not change the zoning." I better not. He says, "No. Keep it the way that it is." I told Dan, "I'm not here to be a puppet. So you're not going to make me a puppet. Period." He said, "You're going to do it if you know what's good for you." And at that time, I know there's some pictures floating around somewhere. I remember that night, I was at a friend's house, Shelly Barker's, when he told me that. And I was pissed. I didn't say nothing because no disrespect to anybody. And it made me really mad. And I said, "I'm not going to be pulled by you." So gradually, that time, I got away from Dan Chen. You know? And look what happened. It says fair political practice confirms claims against Ramirez. So somebody in the background is submitting the information to the FPPC. Okay. By the way, I'm getting calls right at that time from Denny Escobar, and I'm getting messages from Skip Athey and calls saying I should resign. Somebody's after me. I'm like, yeah? Okay. Interesting. So let me go ahead and show you those screenshots what Mr. Skip Athey sent me, so you know that I'm telling the truth. It's just sad. And I hope citizens are watching this video. I'm going to leave a link below. I hope you call the Department of Justice and say you want a full investigation. I pray that you do. Here we go. Now, this is in July, before that article came out that I showed you before. Let's see what Skip James Athey has to say. And go ahead and do your background check on Mr. James Athey. You might find a lot of crazy things. By the way, if you believe what I'm saying, please get a hold of the Department of Justice and tell them you want a full investigation on this. I meant what I say when I said, hope you get your troubles behind you. Skip. Okay. Because at that time, people were talking rumors that I stole money, all this crazy stuff. Hey Skip, I'm trying, my friend. I truly care about the community. It's just really sad only a few people like yourself come out and voice your opinion. I just wish we had more people like you. Thanks again. I'm always glad to see you at Hanford City Council meetings. Good luck to you, Skip said. Skip, I would like to sit down with you one-on-one and talk about some issues and get your perspective. If you're available tomorrow, please let me know. I blocked off the number. Usually available with some notice. I'm available at Starbucks today. The new one? What time? I'm actually over there right now, but anytime. I have to deliver food to the soup kitchen at 8, and I can swing by. And then I'll swing by. Sounds great. I will be ready. I enjoyed our meeting this morning. You gave me a lot of things to research because I want to confirm what I hear, and we have talked to. We have to talk. Okay? It's always great to sit down with people like you. It's always great to sit down. It's always great to sit down with people that actually care about the city. If you ever have any questions that you would like more information, and I'm available without any ramifications, I will. I'm tired of people not keeping the citizens in the loop. I try to keep you guys in the loop all the time, like right now. So I thank you very much for your time. We need to talk, Skip says. I'm like, huh? We need to talk. You need to find a job from 4 to midnight and use that as an excuse to resign from city council. I'm like, no, but okay. Crazy. Skip, are you available? I'm available this weekend if you wish. My message was to help you, not to hurt you. Okay, let me go to that. I know, Skip, you're trying to help me. No question. I'm just hearing from different sources. If I touch the rezoning, if I approve allowing theaters anywhere, I will have grave consequences for me and my family. Because Dan Chen said, hey, you change the zoning, you're going to have consequences. I said, okay, so be it. I've talked about the FPP. I'm talking about the FPP. If it's true they are getting involved, will be bad, and I don't want you plastered all over the front page. I've been plastered all over the front page. You said if you heard from the movie people, you would hold off on your vote, and that's fair. And by the way, I never heard from the movie theater until the presentation on that very day. And by the way, they gave a presentation that has a blueprint, which they lied to the community that they didn't even own a parcel that they incorporated in that blueprint, that they said to the community that they did. It was a farce. It was a lie. And guess what? The funny thing is, we lifted that zoning. Dan Chen incorporated that zoning. You want to know why the dollar movies was gone? Thanks to Dan Chen. Because after 6 months out of compliance, it cannot no longer be a theater outside of downtown. So let's say the dollar movies where they're going to try to revamp it. If they're not in operation for 6 months, they're out of business for life. Because of that zoning that Dan Chen put. So keep that in mind. So when they were trying to revamp, Cinemark was going to do a lot of good stuff. They couldn't do it. Only for the simple fact is that zoning was gone, and nobody, the Cinemark didn't know about that issue at that time, so they couldn't do anything. So thanks, Dan Chen, for ruining the dollar movies, by the way. Anyways. Oh, I thought you knew. I'm in the dark about what happened with the Sentinel, but I've heard twice it's being turned over to the FPPC. He's trying to mean. If you know, it's not. If you know, no problem. If you know it's no problem. I sure feel better about it. Okay, cool. Whatever this is, they have no valid credit. People like to make up rumors. They like to make up a lot of rumors. If they are trying to make up stuff, I will fight them with lawyers, because all I have is my word, and all I have is my word, guys, to the citizens. Thank you, by the way, for believing in me. And honestly, please, if you truly want change, you want to get rid of the corruption, get a hold of the DOJ, the Department of Justice. I'm gonna leave the number below and probably in this video. And I want you to contact them and say you want a full investigation. Good to hear from. Good for you. If I hear anything, if I hear it again, I'll ask them to approve or for them to be quiet. Thank you, Skip. I appreciate it. Now he goes on. The movie people are going to make a presentation tonight, so you'll be able to vote no on the rezoning. On opening up the zoning. He basically said, vote no, and I didn't. I voted yes, open it up. This movie theater, this movie will help, really help downtown and it's important. It's important you work with them to make it a reality. You always need to work on your ideas to rehab. You always need to work on your ideas to rehab the area and talk about working together to help downtown. Hanford has a ring to it. Okay, I butchered that. Anyways, you can read it for yourself. But the reality is, do your research. See who owns the movie theater. Do your research. And see who are they connected to. Do your research. So, when it comes down to it, the reality is, they were setting up plans the whole time, and I wasn't even aware of. Luckily, I had the foresight to screenshot a lot of this stuff. Because something didn't feel right at that time. I really get clues. Something didn't feel right at that time. Something just didn't feel right. So now let's go back to the slide and give you more information, guys. Thanks again for watching. Now, I was talking about Skip Athey. He knows about the FPPC. Dan Chin threatened me. Okay. Well, I wonder who did the FPPC complaint filing. I don't know. We'll check. And by the way, keep in mind, it says August 17th of 2015, and I got this paperwork in July of 2016. So let's see. I'm going to block up a little bit of this information because to protect the innocent, guys. So, okay, let's go ahead and see. They submitted it. Okay. Special Investigation Unit. December 12th. Okay, cover sheet. Let's see. Okay. Oh, who do we have here? Danny Escobar submitted the paperwork. My campaign manager submitted the paperwork. Interesting. Okay. Now he filed under penalty of perjury, just like me, under oath, that he stated that he was telling the truth. Okay, let's see. He's giving all the allegations. I, Danny Escobar, submitting my sworn statement supporting the document sworn and declared and photos in support of my sworn statement. Okay, please, citizens, once I show you at the end of this video, please contact the DOJ and say you want a full investigation on this. Okay, so he swore, to the FPP. Okay, he swore. Who else put their name as a potential witness? Dan Chin. Interesting. He put his name. Why would it be putting his name when he was my campaign manager too? Let's see who else put their name. Bob Ramos, the guy that comes up to city council meetings, yells at me and says I'm corrupted. Let's see who else. Skip Athey. Okay, interesting. And they all signed this under penalty of perjury. Danny Escobar signed this under penalty of perjury. Okay, I, Danny Escobar, in 2014 contributed $103 in cash for postage to Mr. Francisco Ramirez. Danny, let's take a lie detector test, buddy. Declared under penalty of perjury. I'm willing to take a lie detector, buddy. Let's take a lie detector test. Come on, let's take a lie detector test. Liar. And I hope the citizens realize that once I release the shocking very end of this gentleman. I hope the DOJ gets involved, and let's get rid of the good old boys, guys, because this was a bunch of crap. Another declaration. Under penalty of perjury, I, Danny Escobar, in 2014 contributed $250 in cash for postage to Mr. Ramirez for a Sanford City Council campaign. Complete lie. I'll take another lie detector test. I hope you can do the same, Danny. Let's see what else. Okay. He said I, Danny Escobar, donated plastic bags, hangers at the Rio Hotel cost of $9. Look at this. This is how much he lies, folks. He says and he didn't purchase them. I did. I, Danny Escobar, in 2014 donated plastic door hangers at the retail cost approximately $95 times 2 is $190. Okay, what did he say in the email, guys? What did he say in the email? Okay. And he stated this under penalty of perjury. And luckily, he clearly stated in the other email they were left over from Vice Mayor Curry's campaign. And how much were they at that time? What a liar. Under penalty of perjury. Under penalty of perjury. I'm going to mention, too, look at like it says, Russ Curry. Imagine, now keep in mind, Russ Curry and Dan Chen were helping me. Dan Chen says he gave about 1,000-piece mailer brochures, cost mailing postage. Okay. He said that he paid for the postage. I paid for the postage, and I would issue Dan Chen a challenge to take a lie detector test. I paid for the postage. And once again, in the audios, you can clearly hear a lot of this stuff. Okay? Or in the text, the messages. And Dan Chen says right here that, Danny Escobar says, was witness to many cash donations. He assisted Mr. Ramirez in planning with his campaign. Okay, read this. He assisted Mr. Ramirez with planning his campaign. Okay, he was planning my campaign, so he was my campaign manager, once again. Anyways, I find this ironic. Mr. Escobar has full knowledge of Mr. Ramirez's actions. Okay. Interesting. Okay, let's see who's the one that said this. Let's see. Okay, this is done by Dan Chen. Let's see what he has to say. Per conversation on telephone, I provided the documents of my support for Mr. Ramirez. 2 receipts for printing companies in the amount of $100. Charge was 2 sets of mailer labels. That's true. Used to mail out postage. Used to mail out postcards. Yes. Full trifolds. That is true. Labels were made out of my pocket. He said, by the way, and I urge you to ask any of the old Hanford Now people that it wasn't going to go through Hanford Now. He said the labels were paid out of his cash out of his pocket. Complete lie. Once again, a complete lie. Okay. The postcards I proved. He says the postcards were sent to me, so when we know the postcard date. The funny thing is, the postcards were sent to him. No, they weren't. I had proof that I'm the one that purchased those postcards. I can't believe he lied. He says the postcards were sent to me, so we knew the date the postcards were arrived to the target voters. Complete lie. I do not have a copy of the full brochure that was mailed out. Because guess what, buddy? I designed it. Once again. See, and one thing he did tell the truth. Ramirez told me that he paid for the stamps with cash, and that was true. And the total amount posted with both were approximately $800. Because I didn't spend very much. Literally, I didn't. I literally didn't. They're probably less than that, actually. It was about maybe $650, less than that. So that was true. Danny Escobar saying that he paid for it. Complete lie. People, you see how these things they're overlapping each other? Read the stuff that I leave out so you can read for yourself and see the consistency. All of them are not keeping their lies straight. And they were working together. Let's see, cancel checks, mailers, slate mailers, accepting my payment for work directly to candidate once. And once again, I was not to take care of none of this. He said, yes, keep the invoices, and Hanford Now was going to take care of it. What a complete lie, once again. Yes, I admit that he got the signs and all that, absolutely, because it was going to go through Hanford Now, once again. Okay. Now he signed this, ladies and gentlemen. He signed this under penalty of perjury. To my knowledge, Mr. Ramirez has previously run for office at least 3 times in the last 4 years. Yes, but I didn't, like I said, I didn't collect any money for my campaigns at that time. Only $50 sign for when I ran for supervisor, and only $100 on my pocket for when I ran for city council, and 0 money when I ran for Lanier. Okay? Keep that in mind. I was not involved with any previous campaign, but was led to believe he fully understands the responsibilities of reporting the donations and things that I paid for. I fully expected to see my name available on public and some. I fully expected my name to see my name made available to the public in some if someone had pulled his financial disclosure. Now he just told you in the audio that he told me to fill out that one form. And I'm going to get into this a little bit. I didn't talk to Dan Chin for about, maybe I would say, about 3 months after he told me that. Initially what he told me about, you better not change zoning. I didn't talk to him. He came up to me one day and he says, you know what? You didn't fill out the paperwork correctly. I said, yes, I did, Dan. What are you talking about? No, you didn't. And he smiled. No, you didn't. And I said, you know what? I told you to look at the city manager. And if he was bad, fire him. I said, you're right, you did. There's no validity to fire the city manager, so I'm not. Well, I think you should, because you don't want people to see that you filled out the form wrong. I said, what do you mean? I filled out the form correctly. He says, no, you didn't. I suggest that you fire the city manager. And I said, no, I'm not going to fire the city manager whatsoever. Let the investigate, whoever's lying, and I know it was him. I said, if you're lying or whoever, I'm not. I'd rather go get investigated, go through all the headache to prove that I was innocent. You heard the audio before. And look what he stated right here. Look what he stated. He said, I fully expect to see my name available to the public if someone had pulled his financial statement. The audio says that he was helping me with the forms. He lied under oath. I hope the citizens of this community go call the DOJ and say you want a full investigation on this. Enough is enough. He lied because he tried to blackmail me, and it wasn't going to work. I didn't fire the city manager, and you want me to tell you another story about that? Sure enough, maybe 3 months after that, I found out the reason why he wanted me to fire the city manager is he wanted to be the city manager of Hanford. And I will state that under oath. I will state that under oath, and I asked him to do the same. Would you be willing to take a lie detector, Mr. Janshin? I don't think so, but I would be willing to take a lie detector test with you, with everybody that was involved in this. Because you're lying. It clearly shows right here, you're lying. Okay. So all this was technically, all this was under Dan Chin and under Hanford Now. And then he basically tried to blackmail me saying, hey, you didn't report it on your paperwork. I says, you know what? I didn't report it because you told me not to. You said it was going to go under Hanford Now. And all my friends that are aware of it know exactly what I was saying. They say, you know what, Francisco? I heard him. You know, all my friends heard him that was a part of Hanford Now state that he was going to put it under Hanford Now. So he's a complete liar, and I promise you, you're going to get caught. But I just want to show you who's the one that filed the claim with the FPPC. One of my former campaign managers. Who's the one that's been ragging me at city council bar memos? Who's the one that's been making false accusations on the internet on Hanford issues? Skip Athey. And who's the one that you heard the audio that was my campaign manager? Also Dan Chen. And I promise you, you guys are going to get caught finally. So let's go ahead and go on to the next slide. Thank you guys for watching very much. Now you've seen who filed the complaint with the FPPC. It was Danny Escobar and all of his buddies. A complete witch hunt. A complete witch hunt. Once again, another witch hunt by this gentleman right here, Russ Curry. This gentleman right here, where he started reading out loud, and it wasn't even his jurisdiction to read these letters because they were addressed to me. Started reading out loud anonymous letters that he got on his doorstep. Anonymous letters that he got on his doorstep. He started reading them out loud about that I took money from here, that I took money from here, which were complete lies. Russ Curry, I'm willing to take a lie detector test, buddy. Hopefully you are too. And I hope the DOJ gets involved and does a full-blown investigation. Please. Citizens, call the DOJ and say you want a full-blown investigation. I want to say thank you to Councilman Mendez for telling the truth, for standing up for what was true. And Councilman Gary Panette saying, hey, this is out of line. Gary, truly, if it wasn't for you, honestly, I would probably be in handcuffs for all their lies. And Mike Imus, I want to thank you very much for doing due diligence and research on this issue. I want to thank you so much, because if people hear something a lot, they're going to believe it. They're going to believe it. But you guys standing up what was for right from what this gentleman was lying about. Completely lying. Thank you. And I'm going to put the article below, guys. And I'm not a mean person. I'm trying to leave well enough alone, because that's not how I roll. I had to put this video out because people push me, because they're trying to recall me with all these lies. And I hope the DOJ really does due diligence when they investigate this. Here's what I stated. I'm willing to take a beating. The truth will come out. And it's coming out today. Coming out today. Let's go ahead and go to the next article. Letters against councilmen disputed. And once again, I want to thank Mike Imus. He told me, I'm going to do a major investigation and see if you're telling the truth or not. I said, Mike, please do a major investigation. I beg you. I beg you. He did. He did a major investigation of the letters. He did. And sure enough, not one single person on this, not one single person lives in my district, not even registered, not even the address. They were all falsified documents to make me look bad for a witch hunt. All of them. And I'll put the link below. All these were falsified documents. Saying that I stole money from here, stole money from there, stole money from there. All of them were falsified documents. I'm not going to go into detail. I'll let you look at let you look for yourself. Read the article yourself. Thank you on that issue. Thank you, Mike Imus. Whew. Oh man, it hurts me to even talk about Big Brothers Big Sisters right now, because I always want to keep them out of the limelight. And you know, individuals were calling Big Brothers Big Sisters. And by the way, I was a part of the board, barely a part of the board of directors. And they're making false accusations that I stole a $2,500 check from Big Brothers Big Sisters. A guy called him named Lou, and then he called him named Frank, saying that I stole the check. Did they ever receive it? Diane called me from Big Brothers Big Sisters, the CEO. She said, "Did you really steal a check?" I said, "No, Diane, I couldn't. I wouldn't steal." She said, "Seriously, did you?" I said, "No, Diane." How do you think that made me feel when I'm like, I'm trying to do good for these kids, and all these accusations are coming out? I said, "Let me call my police chief, Diane." She says, "Okay." I told my police chief of the situation. I said, "Parker, there's this guy saying that I stole a $2,500 check, and I swear to God, I didn't steal I didn't steal a $2,500 check." He says, "Well, let me deputize her." So this is going to be a major announcement, and I hope the DOJ And I hope the citizens get a hold of the DOJ and say you want a full investigation, because this is going to be a major announcement right now. Right now. You know who that caller was? Because we have them on tape. You know who that caller was? It was Danny Escobar. It was you, Danny Escobar. The reason why I didn't pursue this, because I didn't want nobody getting hurt. It was you. How could you do this? Your lies after lies after lies after lies. I don't know what you did or what you stole during helping my campaign, but you must have did something to do this much stuff, man. Why would you do that? Why? I understand you want developers or whatever the situation, but to say that I stole a $2,500 check, and because of you, I had to resign from Big Brothers Big Sisters because I didn't want Big Brothers Big Sisters' name to get tarnished because of my problems in Hanford. Now, I hope the DOJ gets involved. I hope they do a full-blown investigation on all of us, even including me. Because the reality is, I hope every single one of you guys get caught. With you citizens sharing this video, they are. I promise you. I promise you they are. I'm just sad that it got to this point. I'm really, truly sad. Channel 30, if you're watching this, tell the police department you want to subpoena them for that audio. Valley Voice, subpoena the Argyle Police Department for that audio. Hanford Signal, subpoena the police department for that audio. Because I guarantee you it exists, and it's you, Danny Escobar. You're a sad individual. Very sad individual. So, I left and I resigned. And that hurts. But one of these days, I'll be glad when I can go back with my head up high. And it's going to be soon. And say, hey, I'm back on the board of directors for Big Brothers Big Sisters. It's time to move forward. But I'm proud to announce, guys, I wasn't on the board of the directors at the time, but we still got Big Brothers Big Sisters to Hanford. Thank you, Diane. Thank you, Shelly. Thank you, Shaka. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, everybody, for pushing to get Brothers Big Sisters into Hanford. You guys rock. Let's go ahead and go on to the next article. Now, a month approximately before this, I told Danny Escobar I had enough. I'm done. Leave me alone. Stop harassing me. Stop harassing me. And at that time, a little bit before that time, Skip was doing the exact same thing, and I went to the DA to let them be aware of it. And I told Danny Escobar, don't harass me. Just leave me alone. Leave me alone. I went back twice to the DA actually. Leave me alone. Last time I talked about the DA about him, I said leave me alone. And honestly, I said I don't really want to do nothing with them. I just want to have records that this has occurred. And I said, just leave me alone, Danny. He said, people are going to hurt you. Some people are going to hurt you. I said, who? I just know people are going to hurt you because you changed the zoning for the theater and you didn't want to fire the city manager. I said, whoever those people are, Danny, go ahead and tell them to shove it. He said, you're making a big mistake. Well, here's what he sent me. I think that day or 2 days after I told him that. Francisco, do you have a reason why you are not calling me back? Why is your cell phone not set up to leave messages for you? Tomorrow is Sunday, July 26, 2015. I would like a return call sometime tomorrow. Now, you are under no obligation to return my call. However, do not burn bridges. Danny. He kept on threatening me. I left it at that, and I went to the DA. Because it was getting too much headache worrying about that. Now, I'm going to play an audio for you so you can hear. Alright, let's play that audio.
Hey, Francisco, Danny, hey, were you able to get the city manager's contract, employment contract? If you couldn't find it, can you get a city clerk, if you could, please. Thanks. Hey, Cisco, Danny. I tried your other number. I left you a message. Hey, if you want to call me, it's up to you. I'm trying to help you, but it's up to you. You want to call me or not? But I have information. I might know what's going on. I'm not totally sure yet, but yeah, we need to talk so we can deal with this. It is not going to go away. But call me. All right. Peace.
Now you just heard the audio with Danny Escobar. The reason why he sounds like that, supposedly he has Lou Gehrig's disease, but on the audio that we got him with Big Brothers Big Sisters, he sounds completely fine, guys. Now let's go on to the next subject, the next article. Mayor apologized for reading letters out loud. Like I told you from the very beginning when this happened, I wanted to move the city of Hanford forward. I didn't want us to look bad on this issue, and that's why I kept on going. I didn't really care about it. For all the citizens, I want to move forward, Ramirez said. I think we need to. I think it would be best for the city wholeheartedly, and I would accept his apology. I accept his apology because I knew at that time, I just want... People don't realize when we look bad, our credit scores goes down as a city, and I don't want our credit scores to go down over some idiots that are trying to do a witch hunt. That just, to me, it wasn't worth it. And perhaps maybe the reason why I'm not mayor right now, because I'm not a part of the Good Old Boys Club, and that doesn't matter to me. The thing that matters to me the most is that I did what was right for the community, and I can say with my head up high, I did right. So, I'll let you read the article a little bit. Just go ahead and go on the website, click on the link, and you can read a lot more of it. He apologizes to me, and I'm going to tell you right now, with all these accusations, it took a toll on me financially. It really did. And I'm going to show you in a couple minutes of what I had to resort to stay afloat. When all these accusations was happening, I lost so much business for consulting. I couldn't even get a job as a dog catcher most of the time. Luckily, my dad was there, my family member was there, but here's what I had to do, and I'm going to show you right now. Let's go ahead and go to that slide. Here's the sad truth. They destroyed me for about a year and a half. Big time. But I wasn't going to let them win, and I'm not going to let them win. So I had to make a tough decision. Either quit and get a job, or move, or sell my life policy. I chose to sell my life policy because I believe that I'm making a change. I believe that I'm making a difference. And my family supported me on this issue. It was a really tough decision. But I knew I wasn't going to let you win, Mr. Danny Escobar, Mr. Dan Chin, Skip, Bob Ramos. So I sold my life policy so I could stay afloat when all these accusations were being thrown at me. By the grace of God now, I'm back to work. But I wasn't going to let you win. And I'm so proud that my family supported me on this issue. I'm so proud. I wanted to show you this, citizens, so you know that I was in it for you guys. I wasn't in it for me. I wanted to make a difference. And I wasn't going to let you, Mr. Danny Escobar, you, Dan Chin, you, Skip, you, Bob Ramos, destroy me. You almost got me. I must admit, you almost did. Because nobody wanted to hire me. So I had to sell my life policy. But I'm proud of it because I'm still here and I'm still fighting. Just want to show you, citizens, of what I had to do because I believe in making a difference. Thank you. Let's go on to the next slide. It's been amazing. It's an amazing journey that I've been on. where time and time again they've been beating up on me, and by the grace of God, I don't know how I've survived with all these accusations. I don't know how. So blessed. Secret report still stirs debate at City Council. Now, me and Councilman Mendez and Councilman Gary Panette went through a lot of lies, a lot of headaches. So they did an investigation on me and Councilman Mayor Mendez at that time. Look who's the guy that did it. Councilman Curry. He spent $11,000 without authorization from the rest of the council to investigate me and Mayor Mendez at the time. How crooked can you be when you're going to spend $11,000 of you, the taxpayers' money, on an investigation, internal investigation, when that money shouldn't be used for that? If you're going to want to investigate me, investigate out of your own pocket, Mr. Curry. Don't use the taxpayers' money. And I quote, I said he should pay it out of his own pocket, and you can read the link. I'm going to put all these links that I've been talking about below. Read the article. Look how shady this individual was when he did all this stuff. It was a witch hunt, and he didn't succeed. Now you're living somewhere else, not even in Hanford. And I'm glad. I truly am glad. Because you put me through a lot of stuff. You put Councilman Gary Panette, and you put Councilman Justin Mendez through a lot. I wanted to show the citizens on how much corruption there was. When you get by with $11,000 worth of fees, investigating your own city councilman, that's corruption at its highest. So I'm glad you're gone, and I'm glad we implement that new rule that you can't use more than $1,000 or $2,000. I think it's $1,000 per issue that you have with the city attorney, because we changed that. But how dare you use the taxpayers' money at that time and waste it on a frivolous witch hunt? You should be ashamed of yourself. Now I'm going to go ahead and go on to the next article. Some people were upset on the city council at the time because guess what? I told the citizens that I was going to fight for them on every issue that I could. And I tore a house down. And this house right here was going to be torn down, but they fixed it because we put pressure to tell them to fix it. And I tore a drug-infested house down, and that was thanks to the city manager. That was thanks to Darryl Powell and his vision. And now we can incorporate with Habitat for Humanity or self-help. So for all the people that say that Darryl Powell, the city manager, doesn't care, trust me, he cares, and he cares a lot. You know, people thought, you know what? This guy's not going to know nothing about how to run a city. They don't realize my background was in business. My background was computer science. This video, I'm editing it right now. You mistook this individual, I don't know why, as a dummy, so to speak. But I'm thankful to my district for supporting me. Because if it wasn't for you, when the citizens come out saying that I'm making changes for the community, it motivates it drives me to do more and more and more and more. So and I'm gonna put this article below in the timeline when I post this video. Check it out. We did a lot of great stuff. And Darryl, I just want to thank you for being an awesome city manager and getting things done, and in a timely manner. Let's go ahead and go on to the next article, guys. Thanks again. Grand jury critical of Hanford councilman. I love how the Senate puts always me in a bad, mean face for some reason. Anyways, now I want to get down to the nitty gritty on these issues because I believe in transparency. And now, to shut up all the individuals, I'm going to state for the record right now, Mr. Skip Athey, Mr. Bob Ramos, with all your fake aliases, I'm responding to all of you guys. Now, you can download this. I'll keep all the links so you can download this and read it for yourself. But let's go ahead and go to the actual findings, okay? Finding number 1. During the campaign season of 2014, Form 460 was required to fill for any candidate who raised $1,000 or spent $1,000. The named councilman, by his own admission, did not meet the requirements to file the Form 460. You're absolutely right, by my own admission, because at that time I wasn't aware. When the FPP got involved, I said, hey, the Form 460 that I filled out didn't meet the criteria of what Dan Chin told me. So that's why it looks like I didn't fill the Form 460, because I'm waiting on the FPPC's final report so I can amend it or do any adjustments that I need to do. Okay, that was for the first recommendation and finding. The recommendation by them was the councilman should complete and properly execute the accurate 2014 form. And I will, once the findings are what I do owe and what I don't owe. As you can see, somebody else helped me out with that form. Anyways, finding number 2, a councilman, a Hanford City councilman, as a candidate of office in 2014, failed to open a campaign bank account as required by the FPP. See, I didn't know at the time, even though I thought it was you supposed to raise under $1,000, and it's $99 here, $99 here. I thought you supposed to write the ledger and don't have to open a bank account. So that was my bad. And as a recommendation for the finding, should the councilman choose to run for public office at any time in the future, he must open a campaign bank account if required to do so by the rules and regulations in the place and time. And I agree with you absolutely. If I decide to run, and honestly, I might be deciding to run. I'll announce it when I decide to. I will do that wholeheartedly. And Skip and Athe, Skip Athe, Bob Ramos are trying to say, I did bad, I did huge things. This is the finding of the grand jury. Finding number 3, the councilman as a candidate of office for 2014 listed misleading information on academic credentials on his campaign literature. The grand jury findings that the degrees of the councilman listed on his campaign literature was not legally valid in the state of California. Yes, they were not legally validated, and I stated that when I ran. I believe when I ran last time, because for the simple fact is, when I was going to college, I worked my butt off, trying to get my master's, trying to get my bachelor's. It wasn't my fault, and I showed them my degrees. It wasn't my fault that the college went out of business. So legally, they are invalid. So technically, by law, well, not technically by law, technically by the findings of this, I'm not able to promote my degrees anymore. But I do have them, but they're legally unaccredited. But it wasn't my fault that the college went out of business. Okay. So the recommendation, the grand jury strongly recommends that the councilman no longer cite the college degrees as a part of his academic credentials in campaign literature. And I will no longer do that. But the reality is I work for them and I earn them. But I will no longer put them in my campaign literature. So on the comments of the grand jury, everything was said and done. Now, to those people saying that I should have been reported to the DA, do you see a finding that goes to that level? Of course not, because with all the other evidence that I showed you, there's nothing. So to you, Skip, Bob Ramos, Dan Chin, you try to make you're gonna do recalls with your billboards that says recall Ramirez. Please, citizens, share this video with your family and friends. Let them watch it. Share it. I'm going to be doing some other stuff in the coming days. But look for yourself what it shows. Is there anything, literally, technically, is there anything really bad about it? And when I proved you about the other evidence, now this is invalid. Well, I just want to say, thank you to the grand jury and their findings. You did due diligence, and I will comply with every single recommendation that you gave me. And let's go ahead and go on to the next slide. And I just want to say thank you once again, guys, for trusting in me. To the citizens, thank you for believing in me that I was telling the truth from the very beginning. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's go ahead and go on to the next slide. I see why James Skip Athey, Bob Ramos, Dan Chen, and Danny Escobar won't get rid of me. Because I'm not part of Good Old Boys. So when you see the recall signs, don't put them up. When you see them coming to your house, knocking on your door to sign the petition, or you see them at Walmart, don't sign it if you believe what I'm saying. And hopefully I showed you all the evidence in the process. And talk amongst your friends, talk amongst your family members, and let them be aware of this issue, because some people are going to sign this thinking that they're supporting me, because they're going to lie to you guys. Don't sign nothing, period. Anything that has my name on it, don't sign it. Okay? I just want to say thank you very much to all the citizens of this great community. I'm going to be releasing a little bit more information soon. And thank you for watching this video. Because of you, we can make a difference. And like I said, I hope you call the DOJ and say you want a full investigation on this issue. Because it's time for these people to be held accountable for their actions. I've been through a lot, but I did it because I wanted to make a difference. I didn't want this to come to light, because this is not how I roll. I don't want people getting hurt. I don't want people, going through some major stuff once they get caught. That's not me. I'm not dirty like that. But now the truth is out there. You decide. And if you truly agree with me, like I said, please tell your friends. Talk at coffee shops about me, saying, hey, he showed the proof. Talk to your friends, because ultimately you are going to change the destiny of my life. And if I'm staying here, you're going to change the destiny of our community and our future. So I just want to say thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. And thank you truly for watching this video. And please share with your family and friends, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Take care and bye-bye.